morning. I'd like to discuss affordable housing. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Joyce Silver, the voice of Joyce. I'm also running as a write-in candidate for mayor of New York City. I'm not on the ballot, so you've got to write in my name, Joyce Silver. Let's get to affordable housing and the facts. Seems to me, after attending 2 sessions of Community Board 7 on West 87th Street, I found out that most new development in New York City is purchased as of right. What does that mean? It means that 45, 50, 60 years ago, maybe even longer, there were no zoning laws for new development. Did anything change since 45, 50, 60 years ago? No. The community boards don't want to go against the developer. They talk to the landmark committees, and nobody does anything. And there is no affordable housing mandated under existing law. It makes sense. You got 100,000 people who have no homes. You have a middle class that's drowning in debt, and yet we can't mandate affordable housing 20% with every new developer? No, they don't do it. Everyone says it can't be done when somebody like Extel comes up for bidding a property. They bid the property. Everyone gives them their air rights. And lo and behold, within a couple of years, the city is looking at an awful skyline with mostly empty buildings. Mostly empty because they're luxury and there's no mandate for 20% at least of the square total footage of, in this case, it's about 1.6 million square feet. No mandate for 20% affordable housing. No, instead, the community boards, the landmark committees, everyone would rather go to existing property holders and make them responsible for affordable housing. And that's really expensive because if it's a private property owner, they don't want to have to do it. They don't want city tax credits. If you destroy a brownstone or a school or a post office, that takes public money. Nobody's financing it. When Bloomberg left office, he cited about 200 properties across the boroughs that could be developed for public housing. How many were developed for public housing? Affordable housing? 0 in all these years. So I say, enough is enough. We've got to restructure our zoning laws. I don't care that Extel purchased the property across the street from me at ABC. They've got to be rezoned. As it is, they're demolishing the site as quick as they can, polluting our areas, and we don't even have an independent monitor to find out what toxins are released in the air. Shame, shame on the city councils, on the city landmarking committees, on buildings and public works. Nobody seems to be interested in the health and well-being of our citizens. We need a thriving middle class in New York City. We've said it many, many times. It would be nice if people could live in the city that they work. Plus the fact We would be providing jobs for people. We could be redoing SROs for mental health suites. I think that's a great way to go for mental health suites, where you have bedrooms that are private, public lavatory facilities and restrooms, and a common kitchen for, say, 4 or 6 people, and you have staff on the floor. We can't do that either because that's not mandated. But we could. We could, like they're going to be doing in Midtown South, we can do it in all commercial properties that are B and C buildings. No need to go to existing communities and make them have big, ugly glass towers. And the icing on the cake, if we got affordable housing and we rezoned, we could also tax real estate appropriately. Before the pandemic, the New York Times did an expose on this and said there were 450 families that could generate $1 billion in income. We also don't charge second and third home property owners. Those are the folks who are in our luxury towers, the foreigners, the wealthy, who have more than one home. They're not paying real estate taxes either. So it's wonderful. They park 20, 30, 50, 100, 200, 300 million in these buildings. They don't pay any taxes on it, and they don't contribute to the city's revenue stream either. Isn't it about time that we redo the taxes, the property taxes? That's within our purview. Then we would have money for schools and education, to hire police at higher salaries, and maybe we'd have money for infrastructure. You never know. And if we don't, then, hey, we can have tax-free muni bonds for infrastructure. I'd invest in a tax-free muni bond. My accountant would be real happy if I did. Why not? Anything is possible if you care enough to see a change in our future. Just because it's as of right for the last 45 years doesn't mean it has to stay that way. We can change it, and we can change it for the better. And who knows, we might even have money so that we can make our prison system more effective and more humane as well. There's so much we can do with extra income. People like Gary Barnett and the Carlyle Group, they've gotten enough breaks. It's time to have the middle class rise up again. Remember, this is Joyce Silver, running as a write-in candidate for mayor, speaking to you from my home. Thank you.